And on what happens, normally I get plastered. Well, the trouble is, you see, it's difficult because you put yourself out in a position where people follow the channel. They can relate to me. They know me, and I love it. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not being ungrateful in any way, shape, or form. But people will come in, Trev, man, I love your videos. I've been following you for like last years. Can I get you a drink? And I'm thinking, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much. That's only number 15 today. So of course, you know, my life here rolls around just getting plastered. Pre YouTube, pre bar world, my life was very different. But you know, I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky because, you know, when I look around the bar scenes now, there are a lot of bars that are struggling. You know, there are a lot of bars that are struggling, and it's horrible to see because these are people's livelihoods. People have invested their money, could be their life savings. You know, they're trying to give themselves an opportunity to live here and do well. My bar is always busy, but it's always busy because I've worked so hard for the last 5 years to build up my channel. So people come in on the back of the channel. If I didn't have the channel, I'll be as empty as everyone else. You know, and I fully understand that, and I'm very appreciative. We've got some absolute diamond people that come in the bar. You know, so I've met so many people that have become my friends. I've met so many people I just love sitting down and chatting to, and the stories, and that is just phenomenal. And, you know, I'm very, very lucky. But my day normally is, like I say, wake up at 6, do the paperwork, go out and make my videos, open the bar, sit down, talk to people. Sometimes I've got other things I've got to go and do, or nip out and do them, or do my live streams or whatever. And then basically sit in the bar and get drunk.
I'm totally with you. So you just mentioned the bars, some of the bars are a little bit quiet in Pattaya, and I've noticed that people on YouTube are doing videos about tourism is down in Pattaya in Thailand.
Yeah.
Can you share with us any advice you'd have for someone just about to open up a bar or they're going through a quiet period?
If you're about to open up a bar, go to Bangkok Palace Hospital and get your brain tested. I'm being honest. When you open up a bar, okay, so I get asked this question a lot. This is a very common question I get asked about. Trev, I really want to live out here. I think I might open a bar. And I'm like, dude, go in the toilet, look at the person looking back at you in the mirror, and tell him he's an idiot. Because when you come out, let's be honest, right? So you come out, you're going to open a bar, right? What kind of bar are you going to open? What's going to make you different? You're going to be a sports bar, because we haven't got any sports bars here. We've got no sports bar. We only got about 20, but you know, you're going to be a sports bar. So what's going to be different? Nothing. You're going to be a go-go, because we don't have any go-go's. So, you know, what's going to make you different? What's going to give you the edge as an go-go bar that all these other go-go bars, some that have been established here for many, many years, you're going to do better than them? How? I'm going to open a beer bar. Where are you going to get customers from? How are you going to find the customers? How are you going to get the girls? You know, all these questions that people, they don't really dig down into. They just say to themselves, yeah, I'll open a bar. You know, you only got to speak to people like Nick Dean and, you know, Brian and people like Phil. Running a bar is not easy. I swore hell would freeze over before I opened a bar. And here I am with hell frozen because I've opened a bloody bar. But, you know, we've just had our 2-year anniversary, which was phenomenal. But, you know, when you open a bar here, you've got to have an edge. You have to have something. And don't think to yourself, yeah, but my mates are coming on and they'll come and support me. You've got to figure out. So if you're relying on footfall, if you're relying on passing traffic, well, then you're going to have to be in the prime areas. Well, the prime areas come with prime rent. If you're not in the prime areas, well, then how are you going to get the people out of the prime areas into your area? Because now you've got cheap rent, but you've got no customers. And if you've got no customers, how are you going to get any girls? The girls are going to sit there. Unless you've got a long-term relationship with the girls in terms they work for you for many years and they're just being loyal, because Thai people are very loyal. Unless you've got that build-up of relationship, the girl's sitting going, bored. And my friend in Walking Street is going, oh, yesterday I got 224 drinks. Really? God, is there any jobs done? I'll come down now. Because you don't have that footfall. So if you open a bar here, it's just incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. And I really honestly would say don't. And the guys that have got bars that are struggling, I just can only say I'm sorry.
Dive into some of the biggest challenges. How many staff members are you working with at Buzzin Bar?
About 32.
32. What's it like operating within that field?
It has its challenges, but again, you have to understand your role in those challenges. So like Beer is my mama-san. So she takes care of the girls. So I don't get involved. Obviously, I'm the boss, but if a girl comes to me and says, Trevor, this boss, I've got this happening. I'm like, sweetheart, go speak to Beer. And then Beer will come to me with whatever it is. And then me and Beer will decide what happens, and then B will then go back and sort that out. So if a girl needs to go home, whatever, and she's got problems, you know, that's you talk to Beer. That's your sounding block. And Beer will talk to me. She'll come and say, boss, can one of these, can such and such have some time off? Yeah, of course, no problem. Go away for it. So that side, yeah, it's just knowing your roles. You know, Beer takes care of the girls. I take care of the bar. Michael, who's I employ Michael, he's my manager. He takes care of the customers. And so between the three of us, we've got it pretty much covered.
Is Pattaya and Thailand still cheap? And is Pattaya still buzzing?
Yes and no. Yes, because you can still, you know, you can still walk around and see it and get 50 baht beers. You know, if that's your thing, then you can. But the entertainment side of things has become more expensive. There's no ifs or buts about that. And again, you know, from the perspective of the girl, if there are less customers, she has less opportunity to earn money. So therefore, then if she does have a customer, she's going to try and earn as much money from that person as she can. It's a business transaction. So she has to do that. But no, I think Pattaya is still well worth visiting. There's so much going on here. There's still yet more to come. I think the demographic of the city is going to change. There will be a lot more things changing in the near future. And I think they're going to be looking to bring in a different kind of clientele. But I don't think that will affect the entertainment industry, because I think the entertainment industry will just push back a bit further, and we'll kind of have our zone, and then Beach Road and Walking Street will have their zone. So yeah, if you go to Walking Street, of course it's expensive. Absolutely. But then you'd expect it. If I took you into London, if I took you some areas in London, you'd be having your pants down. You're like, Jesus Christ, how much?
And it's supply and demand, isn't it? The past 2-3 years, Thailand's shut up. Everyone wants to be, it's the number one destination.
Yeah.
So it's in their power to up the prices.
Yeah, I think they've done a fantastic job. You know, I love it. I love living here. I've been here a long time. I'm very lucky. But yeah, you know, but then on the other side of the coin, if I take you to the village, you couldn't spend 1,000 baht a day if you tried.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, it's horses for courses.
What are some of the most asked questions you get?
Most asked questions. Where's a good bar? Where's a good go-go?
Go for it.
What's a good gents club? Just normal day-to-day like questions about where to go, you know.
Go for it. Fire him up.
Yeah, I get them all the time. Like,
yep. The number one bar.
Number one bar. Oh, it's so hard because like, I don't.
Apart from yours.
Well, no, I wouldn't say mine is. Mine's a warm-up bar.
A warm-up bar.
Yeah, I'm a warm-up bar.
Got
you. Yeah, you know, if you come into my bar and you think you're going to see all this and that happening and you're going to be interacting, no, I don't want that, because as the owner, as the bar owner, the girls are now my family. They're not employees. They're part of my family, because we see each other on a day-to-day basis. So I don't want some guy coming in thinking he can buy 2 or 3 drinks and that's all going to happen. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Now, if she chooses to go off later on with you, that's her choice. There is no part of her contract says she has to do any of that. All I say to the guys is, you come in, they won't beg you for drinks. They won't push you for drinks. You'll get a cold towel when you sit down. The girl will sit with you if you want to sit with you, and you'll just have a nice, relaxing time. It's a warm-up. Then go off and have your fun. Go across the road to Maggie Mae's. Maggie Mae's, your eyes will pop out.
Okay.
But in my bar, they won't.
Okay.
Nothing will pop out. I don't want that. So, you know,